Hi guys, welcome to coderinme, and after a long time we are back with a new thing, that is you can say web services and API call out in Salesforce. So basically in this video I will talk about basic introduction of APIs and web service, what it is and how it will work, and I will also tell you about that you can say REST and SOAP APIs also. It will be a little bit introduction on the format. I will not talk about how it will call the things or anything like that. Okay. So first of all, let me tell you about what is the definition of web service, or what do you mean by web service. In my language or in my concept, what I am trying to say is, suppose you have built an application in Java, okay, and in that, suppose as account is created, suppose as an account is created right now, and that account should also be, you can say, published or populate in Salesforce. So nowadays you have an app in Java, and your org or database or CRM is in you can say in Salesforce. So how they will connect, how they will you can say how they will communicate between them, that anything that is populated here or anything that is coming here goes to this Salesforce also, or from Salesforce to Java app and Java to Salesforce. So how we will connect them? For that purpose, what we do, we just make in our language or in our concept, suppose we just make a class, and in that class there is a method, or you can say constructor. Okay, so there is a method. The same is in Java and the same is in class. This means the class name is suppose A in the Java, and in Salesforce the same is of class ASF, and the method, there is a method. Okay, so this method take an input and pass it to this, and here it just return an output. You can say it's take an input and it passes the input. So you can say how we will call. Suppose if I know this is Salesforce, and I also know that this is the class of that Salesforce, and this is the method. Okay, so we can call it the same. If he wants to call, he can do Java app name. I'm just doing, and this is only a pseudo thing, this is not actual code. And the method and the class name is in Java is an A, and the method is the same as method. Okay, so why I am calling the Salesforce class method, Salesforce method from Java, and I'm just calling the Java method in Salesforce. The same thing is in you can say is an universal definition. What I'm offering you, that a web service is a software system designed to support interoperable machine-to-machine interaction over a network. So if you are in www, this means World Wide Web, W3, then how you will communicate the system, the design, or the concept, or the, you can say, or a service, that is known as a web service. And this is of basically of three types, and this is very popular. So the first one was SOAP, and the second one was REST. The full form of SOAP is Simple Object Access Protocol, and the REST is Representational State Transfer Protocol. Okay, so the SOAP is a messaging protocol, and this is also used for exchanging information between two services on a computer network, and it is basically used WSDL, and it also works on HTTP. Nowadays it also works on you can say HTTPS also. So, and for that purpose, if you want to execute anything, you want to pass anything, we have to fill this. If we have to fill XML, and you are very much familiar of XML. XML is just look like you can say Apex Visual Force pages or HTML, and the second one is REST. REST is nowadays very much popular because it is using JSON, and JSON looks like just a class. This is the key and this is the value. This is just like map. This is the key and this is the value. First name value is John. So nowadays it is using more and more because we are using Android app and iOS app, and here the JSON is going everywhere outside between the network. Okay, so REST is a style for you can say that define a set of something in JSON format, and that used to connect between two computers like that. Okay, so that was the theoretical part of, you can say, web services. Here what I am talking about, this is how we will do it if we want to connect any Salesforce or anything from the client application. Suppose this is Java application, I have named as it a client application. This is Java application. So how it will connect to Salesforce? So what I am doing, these are the 6 steps that I have used it. Sorry for that I have used it. And the first is because he wants to take advantage, he wants to call the Salesforce. So we have to tell that app that what actually Salesforce is, what is the credential, because no anonymous can log into your Salesforce or your any account and do whatever he want to do. It cannot possible. So for that purpose, just like a Facebook or Salesforce account, we need to build a password system. And for that purpose, what Salesforce do 3 things. He always give us you can say login page or login API in which user login, and then if he is successful or his password, his credential are useful, then we you can say we pass them or we return them an authorization code, and using that authorization code, it returns an access token, and that access token can be used for another process like that. Okay, so I am taking an example. For services, we normally used curl, or we used postman, or we used the one much popular nowadays, that is advanced REST client, that is a Google Chrome you can say Google Chrome plugins, that is very helpful. So right now I am using advanced REST client here. Here it is the URL. Here you can see not a use of this. Yeah, this is basically the format of you can say API, or how it is going to work. So I am just saying it's how it will work. I will tell you little bit after one. This is the use. This is the, you can say, this is a URL. Basically, from here to here, you have to use it just like that. 1 second. Okay, do that. Sorry. Okay, and this is the URL. We have to use it. If this is sandbox, you will use test.salesforce. If this is not sandbox, this is a developer account or production, you will use login.salesforce.com/service/auth2. Now the main thing you have to concern is this, that is token. Grant type is equal to password. So from here to here you will just copy it. Then next is client ID, next is client secret, that is username. Suppose 1 second. So this is the username and this is the password. And then if I will hit this, if the token is true, correct, and the security is correct, username and password is correct, then what will happen? It will give us, I will use it in post, the method is post, and then request URL, then I will, nothing is there, I will just send it. So it will, 1 second for that, 1 second, yeah, it is post. Now send. It will give me access token. That access token will be used for the next communication between Salesforce to another. Okay, so any other application wants to use that to something, you can say want to use or want to communicate with Salesforce, so he should use this access token. So now I want to communicate with this is our service. Suppose this is our service. So here in header, content type is application JSON, this is in body like that, it is authorization, this is bearer. So we use authorization in header and bearer, and the next one is this, like that. This is the access token. So we will provide them. If someone wants to connect with Salesforce, we will provide them. So how we will provide, how we will proceed, I will tell you one by one. Okay, so first of all, let me be clear, what do you exactly want in Salesforce and what is the concept of Salesforce here. So suppose if you want to connect to some other org, if you want to connect to some other org, so the two things here which I want to discuss, there are two things: connect to other app or org or anything, other media, other device, other network you can say, and second is connect to Salesforce. Somebody wants to connect, other client wants to connect to Salesforce. So two things I want to tell you what is the difference between them. So first of all we will discuss is this: suppose a Java app is there, or suppose this site is there, our site, suppose our site is there, coderinme is there, okay, and here what I want to do, that I want to count how many subscribers are there in my website or using coderinme. So I want to push it into Salesforce org, into this. So what I will do, so for what, for that purpose he will need something, and that is first part. And the second part, I am doing something here and I want to send it to coderinme.com. Then what I will need the second one, other client want to connect Salesforce. So because I want to connect with this, so I will use this in, so first step is remote site. Please remember, remote site setting. Okay, and in the remote site setting, new, this is coderinme, this is 2. Okay, in the remote site we will use the URL. Please be clear, be notified that this coderinme.com, if he has something port, so we have to discuss this also, that this is the port, like that. Okay, so there are some always a rule that 444 is not supported. The support is 80, 443, 1024 to 65535. So I am telling you that if there is any other API that you want to hit, or if you want to push the data to some other API or some other org or some other devices, so you have to take care that if they are using any port, so we should use only 80, 443 or from 1024 to 65535, anything. So I am not using anything, so I will just save it. Okay, so first of all we will need this. Okay, and then what we will do, we will just use a query, a line, single line, that what we want to use, like this, and this is the URL, this is HTTP, this is request, and I will call it, and this will work. Okay, so that's how it will work. Okay, I will click it, and that will give us the exact result of something that is happening here. Okay, so here I will use our URL or our APIs, like that. Suppose coderinme.com / I have made, suppose I don't have made already, but if suppose I have made new call, so I can call it like that, and it will also take 2, 3, 4, 5 things, like the username, the password, or anything that it will be given by the client. Okay, he will give you that what should be in the header, what should be in the normally the 3 things is there in the API. The first one is URL, second is method, URL, that is here where you want to hit, that like coderinme.com / something. The method is a for to post, get, put, and delete. Okay, so generally we will use post and get. Suppose we want to exchange some data, so you will use post. In some cases we use also get. So we will talk in detail also here. The third one is URL, method, and the third one is header. In header, what they want to use in header, normally they use token, access token, or they use passwords or username, like that. Okay, and and in some APIs they use normal SMS, general SMS concept, like that. Get in, they use you can say get method. Okay, so these are the 3: URL, method, header, and last one is body. So if you want to send something, you will use it in body, that is in JSON format, like that. Okay, just request and something like that. So the 4 things are necessary: header, URL, method, header, body. And in the XML this is different. In the XML, that is header, that is envelope, in header, body, and like that. Okay, so like that we can use it. So that was the first. The second one, in the first one, what we will do, we will if someone wants to connect with us, so we will provide him. So what we will do, first of all, we will create an app for them, connected app. We will create an app for them. If someone wants to use our API, if someone to push some data into Salesforce or gather some data from Salesforce, so we will provide them, and we will provide them username, password, grant access, client ID and client token, and the URL also. So first of all, for that purpose, we will first make connected app. Okay, in the connected app we will make it that it is for coderinme. The API is for email service like that. Okay, in this is the email. Suppose I am using this fe@coderinme.com. and this is the phone, this is URL, and I'll enable auth setting also. The URL is like http coderinme.com. like that. This is the if something is not happening, then it will go back to this. This is the access, that how much access we want to give to other API. So we just you can give full access, you can give only API type access, so you can give whatever you want. Okay, like access and manage your data like API. Okay, only. Okay, so these are the same, and then enable asset token, and that's the same thing. Okay, then save, continue. So now the API is picked, and we got the client. This is client ID and this is client secret. So in that URL we will use login.salesforce username password, that is client ID. In that client ID we will use suppose we will use this. Okay, I will hit it, this client ID, and this client secret we will use this like that. If this is something like that, and the username and the password, that is the Salesforce or username and password like that. Okay, and then I will hit it. So what it will do, then it will create an access token. So let me do that. So and now I am using this login.salesforce, the token, grant type, and this is client ID, username, password, something like that. Okay, so for that purpose, what is the exact need of that, I will tell you like that. So this is the main concept, that login.salesforce.com, grant type is equal to password, client ID you will take it from here also, and then the client secret, this is the part of this. Okay, now in the client secret, and username is this and the password is this. Okay, then after that, if you will click it, it will be send. After that it will give you 200. Okay, and the access token is there. So I can use this access token, and then the third party can use this access token for further arrangement. And how we will give the further arrangement, I will tell you in the next video. Please wait for a while. Please watch coderinme, like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching. You can say that if you have a coderinme. So thank you for watching. I will tell you more about REST APIs in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.